Breaking news. The Caribbean crisis just escalated. For the first time in history, Chinese warships have arrived in Venezuela, face-to-face with the United States. It started when Donald Trump announced an expanded U.S. military presence off Venezuela's coast. Soon after, the USS George Washington Carrier Strike Group entered the Caribbean. Maduro called it an act of war as tens of thousands of Venezuelans flooded the streets shouting no to U.S. invasion. Then came the shock. China officially dispatched dozens of naval vessels, not for drills, but for direct military support. Beijing declared billions in oil and investments would not be left unprotected. This is China's boldest overseas military move yet. Maduro called China a brother and strategic ally. Washington is alarmed. The Pentagon warns if Chinese and American warships clash, the consequences could be catastrophic. Experts say this is no longer a local dispute. Venezuela, home to the world's largest oil reserves, has become the new front line of great power rivalry. If China defends Venezuela, it could mean the end of the Monroe Doctrine, nearly 200 years of U.S. dominance in Latin America. Global markets are rattled, oil prices are surging, and analysts are calling this a new Cuban Missile Crisis. Right now, U.S. bombers patrol the skies. Chinese ships close in on the Caribbean, and the world holds its breath. Will America risk war with China over Venezuela? Breaking news. Shockwaves across the globe. Trump has just crossed the line no U.S. president has dared before. For the first time in history, Donald Trump ordered direct military action against Russia, move Pentagon insiders are calling the most dangerous gamble of the century. In a stunning midnight mission, American fighter jets roared toward Russian airspace near Kaliningrad, flying at breakneck speed. But this wasn't routine surveillance. Sources confirmed their target was Russia's hidden missile systems, weapons capable of striking deep into Europe in minutes. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Israel has just accused China of hiding Hamas people in Beijing. Netanyahu literally said that we will come after Beijing if they hide Hamas terrorists in China. He went on to say that China isn't just passively involved, but actively and aggressively supporting Hamas, and even funding certain parts of the group's operations. Now Netanyahu seems ready to take on China, believing he can win this fight. This statement comes after when China said, if the international community continues to ignore what is happening in Gaza, China will find itself compelled to act in ways the West does not expect. But Netanyahu didn't stop there. He went on to say that the China and Qatar are planning an attack on Israel. Now China came to know that why is Trump trying to have the Bagram air base? It's because that air base is just a few miles away from where China make its nuclear weapons. China knows that the U.S. will take back Bagram air base and hand it over to the Israel. And from there, Israel could launch strikes inside Chinese territory using the excuse that Hamas leaders are hiding in China. If anything happens like that, China won't hold back. We will be seeing a clash between China and Israel very soon.
Eilmeldung. Berichten zufolge baut Ägypten seine Militärpräsenz entlang der Grenze zu Israel aus und Israel schlägt Alarm. Israelische Beamte erklärten, dass das, was Ägypten in der Sinai-Wüste tut, sehr ernst sei und sie sich große Sorgen machten. Berichten zufolge bat Netanyahu sogar persönlich die USA, Druck auf Ägypten auszuüben, damit es seine Aktivitäten stoppt. Interessant ist, dass ägyptische Truppen laut israelischen Geheimdiensten in der Nähe der Grenze Tunnel graben und Waffenlager errichten, in denen Raketen und andere Waffen gelagert werden. Diese Meldung kommt weniger als eine Woche, nachdem Ägypten einen Plan für eine Art NATO im Nahen Osten vorgestellt hatte, einen Plan, der Israel ausschließt. Ägypten schlug sogar ein Abkommen nach dem Vorbild von Artikel 5 vor, was bedeutet, dass ein Angriff auf ein Land als Angriff auf alle Mitglieder behandelt würde. Wenn dieses Bündnis Wirklichkeit wird, könnte Israel in der Region isoliert dastehen, während seine Nachbarn stärkere militärische Verbindungen aufbauen. Was passiert also wirklich? Israel ist eindeutig besorgt. Ägypten bleibt vage und gibt keine klaren Antworten. Die meisten Berichte stammen von israelischen Geheimdiensten, nicht von offiziellen Verhandlungen. Bereitet Ägypten etwas Großes vor oder übertreibt Israel die Lage?
Breaking news from the Arctic. 3 Russian nuclear submarines have just cornered the most powerful U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, in the Arctic Ocean. From the Arctic. 3 Russian nuclear submarines have just cornered the most